I'm gonna be owing a lot. I got that self-employment punishment tax coming in. The race has begun. Y'all raced Star Tropics last night? How'd that go? I should have joined that, man. I was busy playing this, though. Oh, that door's shut. That's right. I'm not gonna go this way. Oh, yeah. Oh, you pay off your student loans? We are not a pig. Full mana could be nice. No, I'm so sorry you paid off all your student loans, Smash. That's too bad. Now you can't tax them anymore, yeah. What a shame. That's nice. That's nice for this. Nice escape. Nice when it works, anyway. Apparently that's not today. Ooh. Better watch my health here. Play it a little safer. There's a bomb. I don't really need to mess around here. Those guys are really good at blocking the hammer. I should have known better than to try it on those guys. This hammer's going to be good against the spike and ball guy, but I'm not going to use it because I'm dead. I gotta grab these hearts, that's all. I just gotta grab these hearts. This guy's not even going to see me, so no big deal. Now I feel better. 2 hits with this is done. Wow, that's really good. It's really early for my stream to be on. My viewership has been low lately. My online time has been low too. I'm gonna hit February a lot harder than I did January because MagFest and getting sick and a lot of in real life stuff getting in my way. And I'm still dealing with some of that, but it's mostly resolved. I gotta help my brother move and stuff soon. It is a standard seed. We got a sword for free. I didn't pick it. I don't like standard that much. I wouldn't choose to do this. Can't believe how much I'm missing with this hammer. It's rare for me to do standard. I think other people do it sometimes, but I think open is definitely the most common. Standard is like runner-up to open and Triforce Hunt and Key Sanity. Right now, Key Sanity is all the rage. There's a tournament of it going on. Dang snakes. Boo. There's lots of races in the channel. You just gotta hang out there, that's all. They're kind of unannounced. The important thing here is that I have one bomb for the back wall. I don't have to come back later, so that'll save me some time. I could easily come back right away. I have the gloves. The primary thing they open up in this randomizer is that. Those 3 chests usually, so that's done. I can also get to the mountain whenever. If I'd like to find the mirror first, then I could do Tower of Hera 2 and go across the top. Do a whole bunch of work on items up there. Ooh, boy. Give me those, please. 8 freaking bombs in the boots! And the harpoon! Hookshot! What a seed. What a lucky break on those bombs, too. Do I go to the mountain first in a seed like this? I think I might. That's pretty interesting. What the fuck?
New month,
Hey, Topaz.
new race.
Thanks for the sub, dude. Mountain's changed. The plan has changed. The flute changes that. Up here. I'm not forgetting this time to go this way. I'm really glad that heart dropped because this bird's gonna hit me. Well, maybe he won't. Maybe he'll just fly away. Embarrassed by my slamming into that tree. He doesn't even want to fight me. $97. Hey, thanks for the sub, man. 13 months. Okay. You gonna miss the bike? Got a lot to do here. I gotta turn on the flute. I gotta pay the man with the bottle. I gotta try not to get killed. Because I've been low health for a long time. I'm just getting my ass kicked for health. I'm not doing a very good job staying alive, all things considered. There's the money I needed. So that's that. And I cannot die now, so... Zip. I got a bottle to turn into, so there's that. It's not just a fairy, it's an item. So that's good to get here too. I mean, that's all the money I need in the world. This seat is amazing. There's the Sanctuary Heart. We'll see how this thing screws me. Last night I had a ridiculously good seed, but then the bow was in Turtle Rock. Ruining the whole thing. It could have been a world record seed for real. It could have been a contender for best seed ever. And then the bow was in Turtle Rock. I still finished it in like 90 minutes, but like, it could have been 30 minutes faster than that for me. If the bow was just lying around somewhere, instead of up in the stupid worst place mountain. I can't hate a seed that gives me the hammer and gloves and boots right away. No way. Because if the rest of this is me hunting for one item, worst case scenario, right? If I go into dungeons like 3 times each somehow, I won't have to do that. That's impossible because I have too many items. I can guarantee a pretty fast clear. Like, a seed like this can't take longer than 100 and something minutes. 110 minutes would be like the top end, slowest possible time for a seed that starts you with this much stuff. You can check every single chest in the game and still be done in under 2 hours, which makes this a good seed no matter what. Hopefully that doesn't happen, obviously. It has the potential to be really good, but like, you expect to get screwed a little bit. Blue shell. Let's make up for my bad playing. I don't want that. It could be used for the Spike Cave, though, so I might regret that, but I mean, the fairy in the bottle will make sure that I get that done, so. I gotta decide what to do next. It should be the mountain, honestly. There's a case for not doing fake flippers right here, like, kind of slow compared to just, like, if I find the Moon Pearl, I'll do it, but if I don't, I'm probably just gonna bail and do other shit. I got too many things to do that are not glitches that take forever. Like the mountains. Loaded mountains, man. There's a shield. Red cane, that's good. I need to take a look at the world map. Let's do that now. Red pendant up there, unfortunately. That sucks. Desert and Eastern are both required, though. Bombs. Going to the mountain because the mountain is crazy useful right now. No crabs. This dang X3 music, man. Here's an easy one to get. This guy here. And then I tend to take a look at the, ugh. This side. I like to do this side here. That's useless. It is a race. Okay, so that's garbage. that's worthless. We can just go straight right on the mountain here and head across the top. That's how we'll get into Tower of Hera, which I'll check for items. I don't have fire, so I can't do the basement. It's possible I can't do Tower of Hera. Depends on if they want me to do that or not. Old man's been a sprite for a while. Fire shield. One of the first sprites, I think, was the old man. Because they pulled him right out of the game pretty easily. Didn't have to mess around. Ah, you bastards. Okay, they didn't stop me. They tried their best, but they failed. Swimming. Moon Pearl. That's Dark World access. Do I even go to Tower of Hera now? Probably shouldn't. Seems risky to skip Tower of Hera. It's so fast. But at the same time, is it a waste to go in there? I'm doing it. Then I'm going to go over back to the right and check that winding cave, and then I'm going to head to the Dark World. I need to know what I need to do. I might not be able to do anything in here anyway, so I'll know that soon. Kinda hoping for that, honestly. Like, if this isn't the big key. Okay, so alright, I'm out of here. This place is finished. Mystery solved. Can't do it. That's the answer. Can't even try, so... Hype Cave. I usually go to Hype Cave. And then Blinds, if it's mandatory, is next. If it's not, I'll probably go to Skull Woods and check out stuff there and just start looking around. Haven't done Eastern Palace yet. That might be a worthwhile stop. I think Hype Cave is definitely first, though, on the priority list here, because that's a lot of items, and then I get to see the Dark World. I get to see what I need. I go swimming and get like 5, too, so it's just like, wow. The world is my oyster right now. That's what I mean. With all these items, you can sweep the world so quickly. I think what I'm gonna do is check out the pyramid. And, maybe head in pod if it's mandatory. I'll start doing it. The lamp. Obviously, I'm looking for the bow, but that could be anywhere, almost. Blinds and mire optional. My issue right now is I can't do any dungeons. Like, actually complete them. Can't do that. So I gotta figure out where they want me to go to get the next item I need. The only dungeon I can actually do is... I could do Tower Hera now, but the other dungeon is freaking blinds and it's optional. Let's check let's check this. I'm somehow still dying despite all this health. It's entirely my bad playing here, because I really am safe. Having the flute and just running around non-stop, no healing is part of it. I came into the Dark World with 4 hearts, and I'm leaving it with 1.5. I'll be saving and quitting after this, probably. Because I can't finish this dungeon. It's possible I can't do anything in here. I can do something in here. Usually, when you get that small key, you can do most of the dungeon, but not all of it. Hopefully the big key is not on the right side, that's all. I mean, hopefully. The bow's in here. That would be nice. And the mirror, that would be great. I can't death warp, I got a fairy. Don't forget. I'm not actually in any danger. The fairy kind of screws me a little bit though. Like I might let it go and not eat it because it's gonna make it hard to death warp. But I ain't got that mirror yet, which I do require. I gotta do Swamp Palace at some point. That means there's a mirror lying around somewhere and it could unlock a bunch of items. I also need both rods. Still have a key. Give me this big key, please. Okay, done. Nice. Every time, I always mix that up. I always think it's on the outside. I just can't remember, for the life of me, that it's on the other side. I'm not opening that door there because I'm afraid I won't get a key. And then I won't be able to get 3 chests. That's possible, but I'd have to wait. That would suck. Sometimes these things are really aggressive. I think I'm saving and quitting now. Because I'm done in that dungeon for sure. Let's go to Eastern Palace. 6 items there. Then I can go swimming. There's a lot of items to swim for. And honestly, wouldn't surprise me much if something important was there. Hopefully not the bow, but I really should have checked first because it probably is. That's a good place for bow. There's the hell rod. That's nice to find. Now it's really the bow is the hold up now. Wherever that stupid thing is, it could be almost anywhere. The other items have to be showing up sooner rather than later. The mirror, hopefully, is the very last thing I find. Trim. Blah. I don't mind the mushroom when I have the flute, it's really easy. I mean, it's still annoying, a little fetch quest thing, but it's a very fast one. Fastest of them. Yeah, I got the big key. What's next after this? Probably should go to blinds. Right after I go swimming. I can turn on the mushroom too. I don't think the Triforce has a limited number of wishes. I don't think that's a thing. I don't think you need to wish for multiple Triforces. I think it does whatever you want. And that it's just power. I don't think it does anything else. Yeah, I should have swum this way, because, was it a wish, or did he just want to do it and he had the power to flood the whole world? Because it seems like Ganon is getting all kinds of wishes in this. I haven't seen that payoff quite yet on this exploration. I need that bow, that fire rod, the Titan mitts. All those things would unlock something to do. Let's go donate 500 to the Zora cause. I chose not to check catfish. That might be a bad choice. Hopefully not. I'm gonna do it later. Seems to me that I'm going to blinds though. That just about covers the world, except for a couple misses here and there. I haven't done the desert cave. I didn't do catfish. And I haven't done anything on the left side. If I might give some advice, if you're asking something to grant you a wish, you probably shouldn't use the word sick. They're already pretty crafty with twisting what you say. They don't have to work too hard with that one. Lost this sucker over here. I'll be going into blinds if I don't find something right here, because I need to figure out what to do. I can get that turned in. It's a fetch quest. I'm just gonna do blinds. It's not that bad. Jump in here for 4 items. Here's the thing with finding all the items early. It makes the last half slow down a lot, but I do get to do it all in one trip. Titan myths and the mirror missing are preventing that a little bit. Those 2 items are gonna slow me down later. But I can get through everything so quickly. And the boots be one of the first items in the game is gonna save like 5 minutes straight up. Just immediately. I don't think the Triforce is supposed to be malicious, but genies are. Like, they will try and bend your words. They don't want to take you literally. They want to screw you over. They don't like you, actually. They're not your buddy. The one in Aladdin is. But that would be a lucky break to get that one.
Yeah, genies don't want to grant your wish right because they're being forced to.
How you doing, Lou?
Very all
Coming
right.
for genie talk.
Always down for genie talk. There's a genie in a lamp or a ring or a candle or whatever the fuck else. It's because a wizard trapped them there and put a curse on them to force them to grant wishes. If you make wishes on a genie in a thingamajig, You are using slaves. You are a bad person if the first thing you do with a trapped genie is not release the genie, or, stow it somewhere safely if the genie is also rude, even if it were free. Just in case, because you never be sure.
There's
Some
a good
genies
chance
are
the
just
genie will
rude.
just kill you.
Genies are just people made of fire instead of meat.
I saw a post, it wasn't about genies, it was about wizards. Somebody calling genies wizards, which isn't too accurate, but somebody was comparing Gandalf to Merlin. I gotta be honest, Merlin probably takes that fight, because he is half demon, Antichrist, turned good, actually. If you read up on Merlin, like I have. I know Gandalf's supposed to be an angel or something, I don't know exactly what's up with that, but he still probably doesn't beat Merlin. Lord of Wizards. What is this? Merlin is, at worst, at minimal, the son of an incubus. And at best, he is almost the Antichrist, but decided not to be. Those are the two ranges for Merlin, depending on which random story you want to believe on him. Oh shit. Line escaped. There we go. Well, this dungeon didn't help too much. Unless I need Quake. Not found the thing that lets me do stuff yet. The Titan Myths really is the big one. I can't do this dungeon yet either. It needs to be done. Oh, I don't even have the big key. G's. I am not sure where to go. I had to go up to Tower Hair and get the one item up there that I couldn't get, but I can get it now. I really want to do that. Just a bunch of single chests lying around that I can get access to.
That'll be the bow and the fire rod at the same time.
How come they can't put 2 items in one chest? Call this a randomizer? I was trying to think of a story where the genie did not screw over the user, and I can only think of the Disney movie, and that's it. There's a Twilight Zone where they gave him 4 wishes and eventually turned him into Hitler on the last wish. Like, he wished for... he tried to think of something that wouldn't screw him over, like being a dictator he thought would be good, and that's what... They just got sent back in time to the bunker. That's how that episode ended. Because that's Twilight Zone. Oh. But since he had a 4th wish, he got to undo it all. He wanted a... like... They really
Something
didn't think
like,
the wish through.
I think I think I like half remember that the phrasing of that wish was something like wanting to be like famous and loved and renowned and a couple other things. Like, oh yeah, like this guy.
He wanted
He was
to be
pretty popular.
It's got to be foolproof, and he's like, yeah, we'll be a government official, but we could be voted out. No, it can't be. And that's how that came. He didn't like mean for that dictatorship kind of thing, but that's what it sounded like. So Genie rolled with that. Ugh. His wish got Darwined, basically, because it always does. I thought I found the Sanctuary Heart already, but there it is for sure. Are there 2 Sanctuary Hearts in this seed?
Yeah, there we go. Wanted to be leader of a modern and powerful country who could not be voted out of office. There you go.
I think I am checking Tower of Hera now. That would be really rude if it's up here. If it's not, I gotta try and figure out what the hell they want from me. I can't even do Aghanim yet. After all this, I still can't do it. Because I don't have a way through the gate. Without the Master Sword or the Cape. I'm gonna have to go the whole way around, too. Yeah, that's, he sat down after getting screwed twice. Like, he wished for money and it ended up being taxed and he had to pay it all back. He was in more debt than before. Just straight money. And then he wished for, I think the first wish was to fix the glass. Or something simple, just to prove he was a genie. So he wanted something bulletproof, and that was what he came up with. You gotta keep in mind the Twilight Zone's also like 25 minutes long, so they really don't have time to piss around. Oh, what am I doing now? Yeah, yeah, I do actually have everything I need, except what I actually need to get doing stuff finished here. Like, I can only access the dungeons that are optional, and not all of them, and the overworld mostly. It gave me like 70%. Just not quite there. I'm missing something somewhere, and it's big. I hope it's in here, because this is awful, and I'm committed to it now. And if it's awful for me, it's awful for every other racer. It's me coming up here after getting the lamp and doing this again. Most people are gonna come up here when I did, and because the access to the Dark Wolf was up here, they honestly didn't have a choice. This is the only time you can come up here. You'd have to do it twice. So hopefully this stupid tower pays off. If I could get a hold of the bow, I could do Eastern Palace and Palace of Darkness, but those are nearly done already, so that's not too helpful. Fire Rod would give me access to Skull Woods, which wouldn't help me either, really. It's done too, almost. It's the Titan Mitts that I really need. Or the Mirror. The Mirror would be good, I could get 6 items. And then a bunch of Overworld stuff. So Titan Mitts and Mirror are the big holdouts right now. But I do need the bow at some point. There's an item. Okay, well that's maybe the mystery solved, because I get 2 crystals and, I don't know, 3 chests? Kazam with Shaq is pretty good genie. You're right. I saw that movie. He wasn't very good at doing the wishes though, because they only had, I don't know how much budget for that movie, but they didn't have enough to make 10 feet of junk food rain from the sky. They tried.
Yeah, if you just make friends with a genie, they can do all kinds of powerful favors for you. If you find a genie prisoner and try to force them to do things on your behalf, you get what's coming to you.
I think that's your best bet. I mean, trusting a genie in general is probably bad advice, but if you're gonna try and make friends with it, then let it go. You might not die. That's your best bet. From what I've read of those things. Gens are not very friendly in general, is my understanding. I think normally they're supposed to be freed and they grant you a wish as thanks. Like one wish, I think is usually the way it's supposed to go. I don't know where the modern thing came from. I'm not sure.
Yeah, they just exist and live places, usually on top of very tall mountains.
I mean, if you wish for something simple, you usually get it. In the stories I've seen, that's usually the only thing you can get. You might get a broken Sega Genesis, though, I don't know.
Ask for reasonable things and maybe you'll receive them. You have an opportunity to receive fabulous prizes, don't be an ass about it.
God, I screwed up again. I need to practice this boss. I get the feeling that most of the genie stories are to punish people who are greedy. It's a life lesson. Well, Tower of Hera being the answer is gonna slow down everybody on this. But I don't know if it is, there's a chance Palace of Darkness has my other stuff, but it's a pretty slim chance. Like I said, the bow isn't really what's holding me up, it's holding me from these two crystals. But one of those dungeons is already done. This one has 2 items left, I think. If it's not here, I gotta start thinking about what to do next. I remember Calypso. Twisted Metal was great. It was here, okay. House of Darkness is the answer. And the last chest in here is a key. I don't need to bother with that. Calypso is definitely interested in just being a jerk, so... He's not really a genie either, he's just some asshole human. You know, don't let humans grant you wishes either. They're probably even worse. Especially ones that like to kill people for fun.
Yeah, any wish granting story, people really reliably miss the point of, maybe don't trust things that offer you wishes.
I mean, thanks for the stuff.
Like people who try to
Phenomenal
fixate on how to
cosmic power,
win
itty
at a
bitty
deal
live
with
in
the
space.
devil. You don't. If you took the deal, you already lost. He's a swindler. He's the swindler. He's the king of swindlers. It's Lie Man, the liar. Everything he says is a lie. Would you like to believe him? No. You idiot. Why would you?
Hey Vincel, thanks for that too.
Big 20 minus 9 what 20?
Almost a year. Oh, I got the Titan mitts so I can finally do things. Not sure which to do first. Maybe Mire. Probably should go to Dark Mountain. Not having the mirror is annoying because I can't just go in one line. I have to keep saving and quitting. Jeez, I can't even hurt this guy without using the hammer. God. Just the one. Fire rod. I can do a couple of things. Skull Woods can be completely cleared. And Turtle Rock. I think I'm gonna go up there and see. My problem with Turtle Rock is I still have the fighter sword, which kind of is actually not a good sword. Turns out that the sword you start with does no damage to a lot of enemies in the game. For some reason, it just does not do damage. Can't even use it. I might as well not have a sword. The hammer does, though, and I have that. Just a pain in the ass. The mirror is locking me out of desert and swamp. And, that actually is it, I think. Unless I need something for here. I do have to find a better sword at some point. That is mandatory. This dungeon's looking really promising, though. Turtle Rock is ready to go. Nope, even with glitches you can't beat Ganon without the Master Sword. At least, and that sucks. It's a pain in the ass. But it can be done. I need to find it. It's pretty likely I will, though, because there's 3 of them. So it's usually around, you know, you usually stumble upon 2 or 3 of them. That's right. That's right. As far as I can tell, the mandatory path here is Turtle Rock with this basic sword. That's okay. They gave me Blue Tunic and 16 hearts. I don't know exactly what the Triforce is supposed to be, but isn't it just like the essence of 3 gods? I don't think it's a single wish. There's that sword. I was always under the impression that he just gets
Yeah, the
whatever
Triforce
those
is
gods
just
left.
full of divine power.
Like they just they stopped by, they dropped these things for just because they dropped that shit everywhere, I guess. They just dropped some of their power there.
Because that's just
So
what
if you have
happens
them-
when gods do things.
So he's not wishing for anything, he's just a jerk. And this is what he does with his
He
power.
claims it, and then gets what he wants, to be the largest, rudest animal. Og mode is his true self.
It is Triforce of the Gods in Japan, and Ocarina of Time really drops in on those three gods being gods. They really talk about it for a long time. They want to make it very clear that that is a holy item. Oh, that's gonna hurt. Well, this dungeon has to be done anyway, and it's long. The thing about Turtle Rock is that it's very linear, even if you have everything. You can't really skip much. You can skip like the last 3 chests, save 30 seconds, so I like to come here. There's 6 chests in here. I can only get 5 of them though, without the stupid mirror. Worst thing for me would be if the mirror unlocked that freaking item, because I would not come back here until everything else in the whole game was done.
Blind isn't corrupted by the Dark World. That's he true form. Dark World brings out your inner essence. That is why Link becomes a harmless rabbit, because he's a nice boy. He's in fact kindly and good-natured, and so becomes a defenseless, fluffy critter.
He's also a child. He's like, probably like 14 at most in this. I'm not sure about this game, but he is in some of the other ones. Uncle sure doesn't think he's ready. Where Koopa's true form is a bunny with sunglasses on. Actually, I better grab that mana. I'm still missing 1 or 2 things here for this. I guess since the last item I need is the mirror, that I don't have to worry about it being up here. It can't be in there. It absolutely can't be in the place that is accessed by it, so... This is the right place to go. It's been an hour, I only have 2 crystals, I don't like that, but I mean... I've had worse. I might be done in 40 minutes if things go well now. I just need to find 1 more item. And it's an item that locks out a lot of places. So the side effect of that is that I don't have to check a bunch of places. You ever do no pause mode FTL, Loon? It's pretty intense for that game.
Never tried to pause for your run.
I do it on normal, not hard, because I'm not that good. Normal is way
hard
easier.
demands that you like be surgically precise about a bunch of things.
Well, the flagship fight too. If you have boarders, you can just board the missile room and turn it off, and that helps a lot. On hard, you'd have to do actual work. Oh shit. I took a safety here just in case I screw up again. And it did. But I'm still alive. Ah, happy to see that mana potion though. I did not get my item in here. I'll kill the boss. It's a bulletproof plan. Worst case scenario is I did a dungeon I had to do. You can't fail.
Also, the thing about vaguely worded wishes backfiring stories is you're an idiot who doesn't know what they actually want. You walk up to the wish granting machine and ask it to guess what will make you happy. Fuck off.
Alright. Still alive. Just happy to see that green mana potion because if I run out of mana on this fight, it's badly designed, 1990 early fight. If they don't understand they need to provide you with things during the fight to kill the boss. They don't give you mana back. They just tell you throughout the dungeon, please buy mana. It didn't occur to them to just drop it in the fight, which they could easily do in a million different ways. They could make enemies drop it, they could just drop it themselves. Since they decided that that was stupid. Also, you could get here without the ice rod anyway, which is an even bigger problem. They don't really... Did they even warn you about that? Or they just expect you to have the ice rod? I'm not sure about that. Like, you can't get down the dungeon without the fire rod, but obviously you don't need the ice rod for anything.
Yeah, there's nothing that forces you to go out in that direction beforehand in the regular game.
I know that Sasrala tells you before you go to the desert one time. He's like, "There's something neat over there on the lake." He would like you. It would seem like he would like you to use it on the worm boss, and it works pretty well there. But like, I think that's the only time they even bring it up. I don't think they ever ask you to go get it beyond that.
Yeah, this was before they settled on the idea of consistently forcing each key item to be used.
Vanilla Ice Rod is over on the lake. It's a little tricky to get into. You just use a bomb. It's the kind of thing that you would not want to miss, because you're going to need it eventually, but it sucks as an item, it doesn't do much. I've got a lot of, I can check nearly everything. Really, the only thing I can't check is, like, ledges that you use Dark Warp over to with the mirror. So I'm going on a little tour here. I'm going to do the Ice Palace. I can't get into Mire because I don't have bombos. Which is good, because Mire is not mandatory. Did you ever finish Active Ogre GBA?
Yeah, I finished GBA.
How was that one?
It's pretty good. I think in most ways it's better than the PlayStation 1. Definitely better balanced. You can actually just progress forward and not get stonewalled.
found the resurrection spell to be the only way that you could just go in the PlayStation 1 without grinding levels, because that... And then you'd have to resurrect all battle long, but...
Yeah.
You would always be one level behind the AI, because one kill and you get an instant level. You could do it. We tried a run like that and we pulled it off. Just rezzing constantly. Of course you have to get to the res, which is in chapter like 2.5.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's about how my run of the PS Tactics Ogre went. But yeah, the GBA one, much better balanced. You can pretty reasonably never stop and train and still get by.
I know the PSP one changed that, but it's broken in a different way. Like classes level instead of characters, but
Yeah,
then you have to
and
grind
then
classes.
the problem is that when you get a new class, it has to start at level 1.
And then there's item crafting, which is the worst that I've ever seen in that game. You need millions of items and you're in the menu doing animations for 100 years. The items being, of course, legendary stuff that you want. The only way to get them. And I think it has a chance to fail. Just all the worst things about crafting in Tactics Ogre PSP. Compared to just PlayStation Tactics Ogre, where the start of the game, they're like, you know what, you need some more money. Here's $20,000, and that's way more money than you'll ever need. Just for the rest of the game, honestly. It just gives you an army's worth of money, actually. I don't know how you're supposed to spend that much. They must really expect you to lose a lot of equipment and guys.
Or find the secret store early. That's the only place that sells anything worthwhile after a certain point.
Let's go mode. Oh yeah, let's see, this is turning out to be really good. We're done in 25 minutes or so. I even found the red sword for fun. So now I have a really easy... My only issue, really, is that I don't have the silver arrows, so Ganon, I'm gonna have to spin to kill him on the final phase. But since I have the red sword, it's gonna take 12 instead of like 24 of those. Be quick. Yeah, this game has a lot of bad design in it. It's got a lot of good design too, but cracked walls being everywhere is stupid. That's not all. All at 4, what's that? I hate crafting, I hardly ever enjoy it. When is it done well? Usually I gotta go waste a bunch of time grinding items to... Like, it's never reasonable. It also, in RPGs, makes you hang on to junk all game long. You don't get to just ditch trash. You have to assume that you need it later. You just hold on to everything. You have a bloated inventory. That's a side effect of crafting every time. Yeah, you can check crack walls. Did they ever tell you that, though? You can't check cracked floors. But they don't do that too much.
That's the kind of thing that was probably mentioned in the manual.
Yeah, you can poke them. You can poke walls, and it makes a clink sound if you are poking a fake wall. Otherwise, it just sounds like that. God. The manual has a bunch of really nice art and stuff too. And these games definitely were all about the manual back then. I thought Fallout 4's crafting was disgusting. First of all, the crafting was spread across 5 different skills, at least 5. There was armor, and then 1 for each type of guns, and then 1 for science, which allowed you to do science guns and other types of guns. And that turned out to be like 4 different stats needing to be maxed out almost. So right there you have a problem with me not having the levels to even try. But then, you have to worry about the ingredients, which, you know, we played through the game and I collected them, I marked the ones that were important, and I still didn't have anywhere near enough to do very many of my guns. And then there's that, it didn't really affect them much anyway. The best gun I found was bought from a store, ready to go. I found it really early, it was way better than anything else I ever even came close to getting. It was uncomparably better than, it was way better than all the guns.
The explosion launcher?
It was an explosion machine gun.
Yeah, the
Every shot I
explosion
fired.
machine gun.
Yeah.
Just found that at a shop? I assumed you'd crafted that because you got it while I wasn't around.
No. It was for like 20,000 caps. It wasn't that much, actually. I had the money. I didn't cheat until we bought that rocket launcher, which wasn't that great. It was just a machine gun that caused explosion damage. And so every shot would do like regular machine gun damage, and then 3 times as much on exploding every single shot. So it would kill 2 enemies at once. It was a 10mm whatever regular machine gun. It just did exploding damage. Nice side effect of getting the mirror last. I can go mode one of the shittiest dungeons in the game. I think it's the worst, the Swamp Palace. So we can just not open anything. We can just go. I don't know why I even bothered to open the other chest, honestly. Really don't need anything. Silver arrows would save me a minute, maybe. And that's obviously not worth looking for because it's going to take me more than a minute to open all the chests between here and the end. I had a couple of unique rifles and stuff, but like, nothing would come close to the damage on that exploding gun. It was a shop from one of the wandering traders that I'm lucky I didn't kill. She just had it in her inventory and I noticed it and got it. I had it last time I played too, so I don't know if we would have beaten the game without that gun. That gun really made shitty balance work because it was so good that if I ever got in trouble, and I did quite frequently get in trouble, I could just pull it out and solve all the problems. I had no problem getting ammo for it because it was basic machine gun ammo. Despite exploding. Somehow it would make this freaking Borderlands ass gun would just make bullets explode. I don't think there's any way a combat shotgun would compare to that. Because we leveled ourselves up to 500 and we went and fought at level 500 Deathclaw, and that gun was still the gun to use. It still worked. It still killed that thing pretty quickly.
Bad crafting systems are ones that are there to demand a lot of busy work for very little payout. Or even if some manner of powerful thing is behind all of the crafting, the fact that they're asking for, you know, here's 200 hours of scrounging up screws, bits of string, means that actually it wasn't worth it. Wasn't worth your time.
One thing that Fallout 4 tried to do was let you mark so that you could see what materials were in something that you're looking at. That didn't help enough because we needed so many. We needed so much freaking glue. it weighed down my inventory, so I couldn't carry it all. It's a game where you can't carry as much as you want. Constantly out of materials. Not to mention I couldn't find it even when it was marked. Just couldn't find it.
They wanted to make a whole thing out of scavenging your environments for stuff to make stuff out of, but then didn't do anything to make that convenient or fun or interesting or rewarding.
Even
Man,
that
you know
part
how you
could've
have
been
these
done better.
communities that you're running? What if you asked some of your randos to come by after you cleared out the dungeon and pick up all the garbage? Bring it back to your garbage treasury. Your mighty trash vault.
Some people get really into the town building. That's not something I did. I don't know anything about that. I did the very bare minimum. Did you upgrade your guns all the way? Because that's what I like to do. I like to have optimal gun. I didn't have enough to upgrade. I like to carry around like one of each type, generally. Like that way I can use my bullets. Golden sword, damn. Thanks, Desert Palace.
Carry weight can be perfectly fine as a mechanic.
I didn't mind it in the other games that much. It's a little low, but it's not too bad. Like, it didn't really bother me in any of the other games.
When carry weight is about giving you a limitation to plan, like, your loadout of the gear that you're using, that can create interesting decisions that you have to work around. If you then take carry weight and put it aside beating a pack mule, that's always going to break down because any situation where you have, just a lot of random bulk garbage you need to move around, you'd bring a mule and have the mule move the things.
Well, like I said, I don't think you have everything upgraded because that's also going to require you to max out your stats. You're going to have to level up science guns to level 5 or whatever, and that's going to require like 6 int. You're going to have to level strength up to 7. And level up the melee thing. Did you do that? Did you invest half of your skill ups into stupid crafting perks? Because we cheated to do that. Because the leveling is dumb. We didn't bother with that. We just got the crafting perks. Well, like I said, I use a little bit of everything. That's what I like to do. The game did not want me to do that. Did not want me to use my weapons that they gave me. Find a unique melee weapon, I'd like to try it out. Not have it restricted by my stupid stats and be awful. Time for getting tower. Looking at a 95-minute time here. And that'll be it for Zelda today. I'm gonna switch to stuff on my list. I'm supposed to race this with Psych, but he didn't make it. I don't know what happened. He couldn't get in this race. I've got 2 mana potions, so I don't need half mana. I wouldn't complain if I found it. I don't have the silver arrows. That's really it. I've got the red tunic and the gold sword and all that. So there's really nothing to look for except for the big key. Is Psych doing this seed? Oh yeah, Twitch. Yeah, that sucks. He should have switched servers. There wasn't a lot of unique guns. I mean, I don't know what I expected from Fallout 4, but it seemed like it had the least unique guns of all. I can think of like 10 in Fallout 3. I can only think of my exploding... I can't even think of what the party launcher did that was so great. It was just like confetti on top of a rocket. It wasn't anything interesting. I'm sure there are guns that I missed, but I didn't find them. New Vegas was loaded with them. The Brotherhood still want to kill all robots because they don't trust them. They think that humanity's making a second big mistake. That's their excuse. While also being extremely into technology, they went for that.
While being into throwing tiny nuclear weapons everywhere.
Yes. They are definitely about that, and they brag about that. They think that that's a really good strategy. A couple lines from the commander about how great it is to throw fat men everywhere.
The reason is that they're badly written characters. They're reciting lines composed by an idiot.
I've done Key Sanity. It's not as bad as it looks. It's definitely longer, though. Unless you get really lucky. No one's done here yet. In this race. So I'm still competing for first. Possible. I don't really know that I played this great, though. I have 2 pendants. I don't think I need either one of those. I needed to do one of them, but I didn't need to finish the dungeon. Skeleton. If you get the keys early on Key Sanity, and you do it right, it's just like this. I would expect it to take, on average, a little bit longer, but like... You get the keys and it's not a mess. It'll lead you in the right direction. It's got UI built into it, because this randomizer is really well done. Every mode has its own UI, so you can see what keys you have and what dungeon you can open up and how far in you can get. But you are going to need to know a little bit about the dungeon to do that. Like, you're going to need to know if you need 10 keys or whatever. Like Ganon's Tower here, I know that you need 1 small key and 1 big key. So if you have those and you're able to get in here, you can finish the game. There's the silver arrows. We're completely loaded now. Was that little AG written in the vanilla game? I can't remember. I don't know if it was.
I don't think so.
It seems like a weird thing to for Nintendo to write.
Pretty sure that's something the randomizer added, just so it would be clear immediately what that was. Because like when you get it in the normal game, you get it out of the fountain, so you're immediately told with the dialogue box, ah, it's the silver arrows.
Yeah.
Or yeah, you get like the bow and arrow icon again with the silvers. You can't find the arrows on their own. You will have the bow when you find the arrows.
You don't need the silvers, not even in vanilla, because you can... There's a frame where Ganon teleports that you can hit him on with a spin, with any sword, any Master Sword or better. Master Sword takes 24 of those. Every other sword takes 12. And it is on a single frame, but you can spin, and the spin has a whole bunch of frames of damage, so you can easily do it. It's not very hard at all. It's complicated, but it's not, like, tough to pull off. You can do it with a little bit of practice. So, for me, the silvers are optional, but they are nice. You don't have to mess around and spin on him 12 times. He's just gonna get shot in the face 4 times and be dead, and it's gonna be really fast. Took forever to find that big key, though. The silvers kind of make up for how long that took. If you only have the Master Sword and no silver arrows, you're in for one hell of a fight because you're gonna have to spin on them 12 times in phase 1 to start phase 2, where it's really annoying. 12 spins on phase 2, and then 4 spins, get rid of phase 3, and then 24 on phase 4 to kill him. And that's with, you're gonna have to light the lamp while that's happening constantly, so you're gonna need a lot of mana. That's a really annoying fight, but you can still do it. You still don't need silvers then. I completely missed one of these. I've only had to do the Ganon fight like that a couple times because the swords are usually around. I've done it without silvers a bunch, but without either, that's really rare. And you definitely need the Master Sword because the Fighter Sword doesn't do anything on a spin. It's because spinning doubles your damage, so the Master Sword spinning gives you Tempered Sword damage. That's why. Still no one done, so I'm, I don't know, 4 minutes or less behind first, if first even happens. For someone else here. I have to play Witcher 3, still. I've only played Witcher 1, I played through it a couple times. Wouldn't really recommend it to anybody. It's mouse-based combat. Pretty goofy game. Oh, missed. Missed again. I played it when it came out, yeah. It didn't hold up at all. It didn't hold up then. Like, the intro movie you can watch on YouTube, and the exit movie. Then maybe that should be it for your experience in Witcher 1. That's the full extent. I think one of the expansions, DLCs, or whatever patches, I guess, that came out for Witcher 1 that made it way more playable was you could auto-loot bushes and stuff. You didn't have to sit and open them in you and stuff, but it still sucked. So if you played without that, it would have been even worse. Ganon here is divided into phases. You can't actually do damage to him while he's transitioning. I mean, you can hit him and it looks like he's taking damage, but he's not. The phase didn't start, he's not taking a hit. My lucky guess on Tower of Hera might win me this race. Because no one else is done yet. He is almost dead. I took forever on him too. Like if I lose now, it's because I sucked on Ganon. With all that shit I had, I shouldn't have taken that long. Well, I'm glad I joined this race. I came in last minute. Looks like I got first. I did. Hell yeah. 96 minutes and 1 second. I'm kind of curious how everyone else is doing. I think Tower of Hera tripped up everybody. I went back there pretty quick. Hey, thanks for the sub.
The true speedrunner is you.
Same place, just finished. I was 40 seconds ahead. If I took any longer on Ganon, I would have lost. I mean, I've won plenty. There was a tournament where it was single elimination, and I made it to later rounds. So I obviously won quite a few of those one-on-ones. I'm curious how many chests I opened, because I got to skip a lot. It took a long time to find the Titan mitts. Once I found those, we were in business. It was the bow that was really holding out. Which where the hell was the bow? The bow led to the Palace of Darkness, and I got to do that. That was in Tower of Hera, yeah, so... Went up to Turtle Rock and did all that, but the mirror was, hanging out somewhere else. Ice Palace.
Good stuff.
$147. A lot of people on Ganon right now, finishing up. Third and fourth will be done soon, and last person's going to be another 5-10 minutes.
Congratulations on your victory, Smite.
Hey, Mr. Neo, thanks for the sub, dude. Let's play FTL.